Let's see. Okay. I'm going to go. On case.
Okay.
Then.
So what's the order? Just
On case D. Oh, sure. Sorry. Okay, Judge. So let me just reply to that, to our opponent's last address of solvency. That the Hounding proceedings are not unique. We've had decisions made. They didn't lead to catastrophe. These aren't these aren't made up ideas. They're coming from someplace solid, and obviously in recent history. These aren't just sort of abstract utopian ideas that are ethereal and non-real. These are real concrete things. Then they said that Bush will ignore checks and that these are not Bush specific. Well, the Supreme Court said a lot of things to a lot of presidents, and this is historical, precedent here. This isn't going from one to another to just randomly. The president is the president is the president. His powers are defined by the Supreme Court, and that's the way the presidency works. The Supreme Court is there to put them in check for a reason. If somebody makes a suggestion, he can do whatever he wants. But if the Supreme Court rules on something, that's the rule of law. The in-round discourse that our opponents are talking about, that's cosmopolitan in action, cosmopolitanism in action. We're not saying that that cosmopolitanism is going to solve all the world's ills, but just us being here talking about it, just you voting one way or the other, is an example of how cosmopolitanism expands from each individual, and how these are decisions that are affecting every aspect of our lives. The state of exception is just an extension of how people treat each other in our lives here and now. And while we don't have victims and detainees in this room, we certainly treat each other with respect because we respect each other as human beings. If we take that respect away from any given individual, that's just a slippery slope that we can slide down, Judge. This is what the basis of cosmopolitanism is all about. We don't want to say that somebody is less than human because from there you get genocide. It's as clear as that. Their judicial predictability that says that that without judicial predictability that we're going to have catastrophic recessions and depressions is obviously, I don't think I need to bring in evidence that we've had major recessions and depressions in this country and prove that we're not extinct yet. I think that's common knowledge. I don't think that's particularly a hidden secret, or is not. I don't think one person in this world said that this didn't happen. How's that? So. I don't think anybody here also, with the judicial predictability, I don't think anybody here is going to say that we can predict any judges, any panel of judges in history or in the future, how they would have predicted before the decision was made. This isn't businesses in this country can't say that well, I'm going to invest here or invest there because of one way that the Supreme Court votes or not. You know, I think we have faith in this country that the Supreme Court will interpret the Constitution and that life will continue in this country under the Constitution, and that businesses aren't going to crash because of that. I don't think that's necessarily valid subject. Just referring to their Bodeno 4 card, that prohibition of torture is not effective. We signed the Geneva Convention. When we signed the Geneva Convention, we said that we were not going to torture people. So just to follow our own laws, we shouldn't be torturing people. So prohibition of torture, whether it's effective or not, it's what we said, it's what we should do. That's the law. The fact that cosmopolitanism is not mentioned in the case of Kieran has nothing to do with the fact that we can use Kieran in order to overrule and use cosmopolitanism in order to overrule Kieran. Just the fact that we're overruling Kieran is what the discussion is here. How we're going to do it is another subject.
Two and a half.